You've ordered your Espresso Smart Shot and you're wondering which coffee you should buy to go with it. And part of the joy of this machine is you can use any coffee. So really think about what you enjoy in coffee. You know, there are balances of flavors, so you can have really sweet coffees, you can have bright and clean and crisp coffees, and you can have deep and heavy and chocolatey coffees. And for me, you know, as a barista who's worked with all these different kinds of coffees, that's one of the reasons that I still love it, because I can try different things all the time. And so one of the things I do when I'm looking at coffees is I look first at freshness. When was it roasted? Because the fresher a coffee, regardless of what flavors the coffee has, the more intensity it will have and the more potential it will have. So if it's a chocolatey coffee, it'll be even more chocolatey if it's fresh, and it'll be even more fruity if it's a fruity coffee. The actual roast level will also impact what flavors come from a coffee. Darker, heavier roasts will push all the flavors towards chocolate, deep caramels, that end of coffee. And if you love that, looking at, you know, 5 beans or 5 stars or number 5 for roast level can be a really good starting point. If you're much more into fruity coffees, if you really enjoy tasting things, maybe if you think of yourself as more of a white wine person than a red wine person, looking at lower numbers and a lighter roast might give you more potential fruity flavors, more acidity, but it also might just give you more diversity from the different coffees, because you can have a light roast chocolatey coffee as well. If you know that you don't really enjoy the roast flavors, smoky flavors, you don't want to be too dark, and you don't enjoy really lightly roasted coffees that don't have that depth, somewhere in the middle is good. And most medium roasts, you'll get lots of diversity of flavor based on the origin where the coffees come from. And often you'll find blends that contain coffees from different regions. A lot of blends will have coffee from Brazil as a base, or from Colombia, because they're 2 of the biggest coffee producing countries. Brazilian coffees tend to be chocolatey and nutty and sweet, and they tend to have quite well-rounded body, and any blend that's based on that, that's going to give you that kind of traditional espresso flavor profile with little accents on top, depending on what other coffees have been added. Whereas a Colombian-based blend will tend to be a little fruitier, a little lighter, and maybe a little more complex. Sometimes you'll also see things like coffee processing written on the bag. So if it says washed coffee or wet processed coffee, it's going to tend towards that more acidic, more fruity kind of cup profile, tend to be more elegant and lighter bodies. And if it has natural or dry processed or some combination of those words, you're going to tend to find a different style of coffee. It could be chocolatey, but it could also be fruity in a different way. It could be more jammy, more fermented kind of fruit flavors. And some people love that, and some people hate that. So it's really worth trying a few of these coffees side by side, really working out which your favorite one is. And the joy of the Espresso Smart Shot is this will achieve great espresso with pre-ground coffee or coffee that's ground at the same setting, so you can buy a small quantity, ask your roaster or your local cafe to grind it for you, and you can try a few shots and really find which ones you're enjoying. For me, finding some of those kind of magic keywords that, you know, all the coffees you like tend to be washed coffees, or all the coffees you like tend to be from Central America rather than from Africa, or the opposite, gives you a really good entry point, because then you can taste quite a wide range of different coffees, but you know that they're still going to tick the boxes you want. So if you're buying washed coffees, you can have heavy but clean washed coffees from Indonesia that have spice and dark chocolate, or you can have washed coffees from Panama that taste like lavender and rose and jasmine. So you've still got a huge world of coffees that will meet your kind of flavor preferences. So I hope that's helpful. I hope that when your machine arrives, that gives you an entry point into which coffees to start off with, and I hope you tell us what you're enjoying.